My name is Somadre Desiree Romance Lago. I was born in Ivory Coast, and I came to the U.S. 3 years ago, and I came here to study. I was looking to graduate first in my bachelor's degree, then start a master's program in diplomacy, and then have a PhD probably in political science or international relations later in life. And that was my main dream. And then when I became pregnant, I then saw that probably that dream would be cut short. It was May 4th, 2017. I was about to finish my semester, my spring semester, and I was studying for my astronomy exam the next morning, May 5th. My then boyfriend had just arrived from Georgia, and he was planning on spending his birthday with me. I told him he could stay at his friend's house, but he wanted to stay at my apartment. So we decided not to do that because of boundaries, basically. And so we started playing a game, the game of truth and dare. The rule of the game is if you don't want to do the dare, you don't want to tell the truth, you have to drink. And the first question they asked me was, are you cheating on your boyfriend? And that was very ridiculous to me that you would ask me that question. So I decided not to answer, and I took the first shot. So and after I took the first shot, I was like, you know what, I'm getting out of this game. I don't want to play anymore. So I went into my room, I picked up my stuff, I was getting ready to go and study, and I picked up my can of Fanta that I had left in the living room, and then I drank it. When I started feeling like funny, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go to sleep and I will just leave you guys here to play. So I was expecting him to go, and then that was the last thing I remember. The next morning I woke up and he was laying next to me. I had no clothes on, he had no clothes on, and I asked him what happened. And then he was like, yeah, we had sex. My friend had come back from Texas, and he had been away for like a month, and he noticed that I got really chubby and my cheeks were like super full. And he was like, you've gained a lot of weight. And he was like, are you pregnant? And I was like, no, I can't be pregnant. My period was like not too long ago. And he was like, okay, you know what, I just think you should still take a pregnancy test. We got to my apartment, I went to the bathroom, I took the test, and to my greatest surprise, the 2 lines were there. The next morning, being June 15th, we did another test and it came back positive again. So I told him, okay, you know, I'm just gonna go to a doctor and have a professional one been done. So that was how I came to options, and that was what I was going. I was thinking, okay, you know, I would have this test, and you told me, oh, you know, it's just a malfunction from those home pregnancy tests. They don't really work fine. You're good. You're free to go. But when actually they did tell me I was pregnant, I remember the first thing I told Lori was my dad is gonna kill me. Lori sat me down. She gave me a little brochure about these babies and what they look like from like every week from stage to stage, and she showed me at what stage my baby was at. And my mom passed away I think approximately 16 years ago, and the last thing she told me was, if you ever get pregnant, promise me never to have an abortion. So when I went to sleep that night, I had the dream me sitting by my mom's bed when I was 7 years old, and I remember her telling me that. And I remember I cried, and I told God, like, do you really want me to keep this baby? And when I had that dream, I felt like God confirmed to me that yes, he wanted me to just have this kid, that he was going to provide every means for me to be able to keep Aiden and bring him to the world. The next day I went for my ultrasound, and I saw what he looked like. He was super small, but seeing him move and seeing his heartbeat was really a great thing to me. I went home that night. I slept with my ultrasound on my computer, and I was like happy about it. But when some of my friends saw it, they called my ex-boyfriend and they told him that, oh, she's actually really pregnant. So that was when my nightmare started with him. He became verbally abusive. He would call me every morning. That is like my alarm. He would wake me up with insults. he made everybody like turn against me and made everybody hate me because I wanted to keep the baby. He was completely against the pregnancy. He didn't want to hear anything about it. He didn't want me to send him pictures. He didn't want to know what I was doing with options. He didn't care. He just told me, get rid of it and that's final. We ended up having another fight where he punched me, and then he looked at me and told me, if I punch you in the stomach, would that baby die? And I was like, what kind of stupid question is that? And he's like, just answer yes or no. And I was like, yes, the baby would die. And the next thing that he just grabbed my hair, pushed me to the floor, and he started hitting my stomach. And I was like scared. I didn't know if I should shield my face or shield my stomach, which one was. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for the stomach because it's better for me to have a broken nose than for my baby to die. So I was shielding my stomach, and I remember the next day he got angry when people were asking me, what happened to your eye? Are you okay? And I was like, telling them, no, I just ran into a pole. And then he would just get angry, pull me, and just tell me, let's go home. I don't want you to be here anymore. He had set up an appointment at an abortion clinic there, and then he told me we're gonna go there and do the abortion. He did offer to pay me $1,600 just to have an abortion. And I told him I wasn't gonna do it. He's worth the entire world to me. He brought me out of my darkest days. He just, whenever I see him, I remember like, oh, you have a reason to leave today. Just don't be selfish, because when I was depressed, that was the one thing I was thinking about, just committing suicide. And like every time I would go to options and like have like the Earn While You Learn program, and I would learn more about it, it made me like actually want to wait to see this child that I was just carrying. So I could not even take $1,600 just to kill my own precious child. The Earn While You Learn program helped me by giving me a sense of stability. It made me feel empowered. It made me feel like you're a good mom. You don't have anything. You came to this country. You can't get a job. You can't do anything for yourself right now. But you're willing to just sacrifice all those hours just to earn something for your boy coming. And it did make me feel great that I could actually learn and earn at the same time. Every day I would come here and I would just have my little safe haven where I could just be myself without being judged, without being insulted, without anybody telling me you did bad, you're a bad person, you're pregnant, you're not married. They felt like moms to me. They felt more like friends, sisters, people I could connect with and just open up and share, and you don't have to hold back or feel like ashamed. Um, 2018 was finally here. My due date was finally there, and it was not easy because I was 9 months pregnant. I could not put on my shoes. I remember that Sunday morning I was getting ready to go to church when I started having contractions. I had flip-flops and a bathrobe, and I was going to the hospital with my friend. So at around 7-11, Aiden was born. He was crying like every other baby would do. He was crying, and as soon as they placed him on my chest, he went silent. And I just remember like that joy I had in me, like finally, like the 9 long months are over. I can now meet this person. Like was like the best blind date ever. You didn't know what was going to happen, but you just fell in love with the person as soon as you met them. I could not like let him go. I remember the nurses telling me, you have to drop him in his little bed so that he can sleep, and I would just like want him just on me every single minute. Yeah, Alex and I met I think February 7th, 2018. Aiden was like probably a couple months old. The first time I met him, I was super shy because He has my ex-boyfriend's name. His name was also Alex. So I did not want to have any kind of thing to do with him. I was super pissed that I had to meet another Alex in my life. So I was like, okay, here again, another Alex, no, not today. But he didn't know that I was actually in a place of hurt until we became really close towards the end of 2018. He told me, don't be scared, open up to me, I won't judge you. So during that summer, that was when we bonded. But he's just the best thing I think I could ever ask for. I think I prayed to God and I asked him to give me someone that would understand me and would not run away because of the hurt I've been through. And I think when God was speaking, he handpicked him perfectly and put a ribbon on him and told him, Romance, there you go. It's your present.
I met Romance when Aiden was about 6 months old, and we met at church, and we were kind of part of the same ministry, and different people were taking care of him. And then I started to help out with him, taking him to school and different things like that. And honestly, Aiden is one of, if not the most joyful, laughing kids I've ever seen in my life. First, I would just say about options for women is they're the friendliest people, so amazing women. Just, you come here and your day gets brighter just because they just want to say hi to Aiden, and they're always smiling, and I just really love the atmosphere here. And yeah, I've learned a lot about relationships and also learning some about taking care of Aiden and toddlers. And
I feel every time you just walk into the stores, it's you just receive all the love. It's the world is just a happy place. You don't really have to care about what's happening outside. We know what the US is turning into lately, but when you come here, you just okay, let's just drop all that at the door. I really don't want to think about it. I just want to just enjoy the people here. That's just me. They were with me all the way from my junior year to my graduation day. And I remember Deb was at my graduation, and they were there to support me all the way till the very end. They gave me a hope. They gave me a new sense of life. They gave me a second chance at success. They fought through my depression with me. They were a shoulder for me to cry on whenever I needed to. For my graduation, they gave me a book, and it had a Bible verse that said, God is within her, she will not fall. And that meant a lot to me because they knew that it was tough. It was really hard for me to even get to that day to say, okay, I'm graduating college.
I would say we really have a heart to serve people together, the same heart to serve people. That's what we want to do is really impact the world and impact people, just like Options does, one person at a time.
In my home country, Ivory Coast, I see a lot of women thinking that the only solution to a pregnancy is having an abortion because they don't want to live with the stigma. In my country, personally, they don't want to live with the stigma of being a used good. And I want to go and open Options Africa just to tell them that that's not the only way out. That you can be pregnant and still achieve most of your goals. You can be pregnant and still become someone in life. And I am a living testimony of that.
Options shows hope to people one person at a time. We've kind of gotten away from it in this country that one of the greatest blessings in life is a newborn child.